Influencer is under investigation for sending pizza laced with laxatives to homeless people. The man, identified as Aaron Loney, filmed the stunt to gain views online. Loney bought several pizzas, added laxatives to them, and handed them out to homeless people on the street.
Literally, there's Google AI right now. Before doing something, you can just Google it, as long as it's not a crime, because it can save all of the information. Google it, and it will Google AI will actually tell you the consequences if you do it, if it's wrong, to avoid something like this. You know what I mean? But this is something you do at school. You think it's funny, but it's not in the real world. Consequences. Now it's going to jail. You can also, Google can help you see the consequences of what you're about to do. But like I said, be mindful of what you're searching, because they keep data. You know what I mean? So don't Google everything consequences. So don't be a derby.
¿Qué tal? Buenas tardes. Disculpe el viaje para Daisy. Se siente bien, oiga. Ya en serio se siente bien, necesita ayuda o ¿qué le dices? ¿Es usted Daisy o qué le pasa en serio?
Señor, ¿usted no está viendo que soy un perro?
¿Un perro?
Soy un perro, soy un
Eso es una mujer, ¿no?
No, yo soy un Terrier.
¿Un tine o qué? ¿Qué es eso?
Porque siempre a cada lugar que voy lo tengo que explicar. Soy un Terrier, soy una persona que se identifica como un perro. ¿No está viendo que claramente soy un galgo español?
¿Usted es un perro?
Ah, claro, soy un perro, señor. Y no me haga enojar que lo muerdo. ¡Ay!
O sea, a ver. Si es usted Daisy, pero no es una mujer entonces. Es un perro. Que es un tiner.
Terrier.
Un Terrier. A ver. Pero no me está bromeando, ¿verdad? O me está grabando de algún lado. O sea, es una broma.
Ahora sí que me salga de mi papel. Yo soy un perro, no me está viendo, soy un perro. Mira, aquí tengo mi correa y mi plaquita. Aquí me identifico como Daisy.
¿Y ahorita va a dónde? ¿A una veterinaria o...?
Voy con mis amigos, voy con mi manada.
Ah, o sea que no es la única.
No, somos muchos, somos una comunidad.
A ver, estoy un poco chocado, pero a ver, si entendí bien. Usted no es una mujer, usted es un perro. Y se comporta como un perro. Y vive como un perro. Entonces déjeme le comento, Daisy, que este servicio es UberX, es para personas. Le pido que se baje de mi carro y tiene que pedir algo que se llama Uber Pet. Es que en UberX no suben perros ni animales, así que le pido por favor que se baje.
Señor,
si no, la voy a tener que bañar. Aquí tengo agua y la voy a bañar,
Lo voy a morder, lo voy a morder.
La voy a bañar. Es en serio que... Mira, ahí dejó hasta su no sé qué cosa, lléveselo.
Le voy a hablar a...
So basically, the guy got tired because the girl was acting like a dog, and she got kicked out. The man, you know, I mean, it can be tiring, and you know, so in the Bible, whether you believe or not, there were rules that were made. If you go, do not do this, do not do that, do not eat this, do not worship that, and it was for a reason. There's a reason why God made these rules, whether you believe it or not, to guide us, and He knew us. And you can actually notice that he was smart to know we are much complex, and without rules we can start doing some stuff that we shouldn't be doing. That's why there were rules in the Bible that says do this and don't do this. But what happened to the society? We no longer go to church, we no longer follow the rules. Even in marriage, if you look at it, in the Bible it says don't engage in sex before marriage. We thought, oh, you can't control us, but it was teaching us not to have a little bit of this, you taste this and that, because it doesn't teach you how to stay connected to one person. Because if you can control something, you can't be, it can control you. You know what I mean? If you can go without something, you can control it. That's what I want to say. You can go without something for a period of time. So that's why when you're able to restrain yourself until marriage, there's no way you can just cheat because you've been strong enough. It wasn't a dumb rule. But look at us now. We cheat there and there. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is what happens in society, and it's just sad because this is a grown-ass woman, even if she has kids, and this video is like viral. How do you even tell your kids you are a furry, or a dog? If she's a dog, take her to the pit bull. Things where they stay. I promise you, she gonna straighten up. She gonna straighten up because they would tear her ass up. No offense, but this is just insane. This is why the government can't allow people to just do whatever they want. There are some rules. There are rules, and you can be nice if you are a ruler. If you're in authority, you can't. It's just like how we are in households when we live with our parents. We can't do everything we want. They set the tone. This should be done. This is wrong. Final decision. But right now, all they are grown up, they can do. Now look at the society. What else are they gonna start doing? Like, come on now. This is just insane. These are grown-ass people.
And we should allow all the violent immigrants and yes,
We should allow them to what?
stay here.
Do you think that we could abolish jails, get all the violent immigrants, your words, and all the violent felons in jail? Could we put them here at USF on campus?
Yes, I'll hang out with them.
You'll hang out with them?
People give people labels all the time, and
No, they named themselves, like they named their own gang, MS-13.
yeah, but you saying violent, which I understand, but gangs are there for a reason. Gangs are there for community, and they're there because, listen, gangs are formed for a community. They're formed because they're lacking something, and that they couldn't
Drug
find.
cartels and human
Okay,
trafficking and
listen,
sex trafficking
no,
and gang raping?
No, that's a byproduct of human evil. That's not what gangs. I'm saying gangs in general, not MS-13.
But you're okay with American citizens going to jail for committing crimes, but you're telling me that when someone that's not an American citizen comes over and commits a crime, they should be allowed to stay.
They should be able to go to American jail.
So you want them to be housed in American jails?
Yeah, they did the crime in America.
One thing I learned about the leftists is that they're not fit to rule the country. It's going to be a downfall. Like I said, in order to rule a country, you can be someone with a good heart. And this is what happens. It can be a downfall. That was a quote from Black Panther. And it's true. If you be soft, even I said in examples like in household parents, what happens to the children who aren't disciplined and you suffer them? Exactly. They're saying, oh, let the immigrants in. Where they're gonna eat, where they're gonna work, where they're gonna sleep. You're putting them in survival mode. They're gonna rob you. They're gonna do all types of shit. No offense, not all of them. But what about the ones, who have no choice? You're bringing unemployment. You're bringing, it's where they're gonna go to the toilet. Like, whoa, like you should, it's insane. And the government will take care of its people first rather than these people. They're not thinking. And some of them, they think, some of them are not coming to integrate with them, rather than they think this is a better life. Next thing you know, it's them wanting, they came here and then they're gonna live for time, but they're gonna start missing home. I've seen this in person. They're gonna say, we want to make this place our home, right? Because it doesn't feel at home. Black, whatever the black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter the color. I've seen this in person because they start missing home. Instead of they are moving somewhere, they're like, let me try to fit into where I'm moving because I'm not from here. They're trying to change it to make it feel like home when you just literally got away from there because you didn't love it. So it's just insane, and you're creating more problems than we've seen there. I love all people. People have no problem with taking people in coming from war. We have never seen right or the right or left. We've never seen them push away people from war. Literally, the people coming from war, we've seen them. But the problem is people just storming in thousands without, like, whoa, no distribution, no nothing. They just stormed, and the government hasn't had it planned or anything. That's how the Ukraine happened. And the government was able to distribute, you guys go here, you guys go to this country. They were able, and the people knew that they were in need. When someone is in need in that state, they understand to respect the people's values over there. I'm not saying all of them don't respect, but I'm just saying, they're really thankful and they take your best of interest to their heart. But this other person who just, you never know the intentions of and who's crossing. You know what I mean? This person who's coming from there, you know they're crossing because they want a home. Their home is taken. But this is the person you don't know if he is there bad, or you never know the intention. This is something that needs to be really considered. And I don't want to say, oh, you know what I mean, like you're being really racist or something. Until the things that I mentioned happens to y'all, you're gonna understand shit is not, you know what I mean? Because hey, it's crazy. And like I said, to the people who are escaping, you know what I mean, because you're saying, oh, let them all come in. They, like I said, they're gonna be short of employment, short of, you know what I mean, housing and all this stuff. These places are gonna now ending up being from where they come from. What are these gonna people start doing? They're gonna start moving to other places. And then it's like, you know what I mean? Instead, like I said, I propose something good. These people are gonna say, hey, you guys from this other country, this is where we need your help. Our government is not helping us. Yeah, come do ABC. And people are gonna say, yeah, we're gonna contribute because we're doing good. Here's a little bit of money, here's this and that, we can contribute this, and then they can develop their country for them to be good, rather than escaping to somewhere maybe you won't be liked. You know how people is, where you won't feel at home, you have no connection from there, you're just gonna end up suffering. I've seen somebody move the country just for money and they are suffering. They hate it there. It's not, you guys should literally hear stories from people who live there. They hate it there. I haven't met somebody who moved and is like, oh yeah, I loved it. Like they're there, but most of them, percentage high, they always complain. They'll be like, no, I hate it. So it's insane. It's better to look at that perspective. And what's gonna happen when they, when they have no option, we never know, bro. So, what's your